Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Oscar Hines. Welcome to the Natural Nation Network here on Edge Radio, located at 415 West Gray. I am absolutely delighted to have with me both a friend and an amazing lady that we've had an opportunity to meet several years ago that blew me away. And as many people know, it takes a little to blow me away, but she was so accurate with what she said. I was like, wait, what? So we are talking with Miss Victoria Alvarado, psychic. Now you have, as a psychic though, there are different sort of categories, if you will, right? That you occupy different spaces. So first of all, welcome. And second of all, tell us a little bit about these different types of psychic energies.
Well, I mean, as a psychic, you're able to pick up on the energy vibration of a person's past, present, future. But even it also connects with an environment as well. Everything has an energy blueprint,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it just kind of lingers, and you're able to pinpoint what's happened in a location, a place, a piece of land, or even an object.
Mm-hmm.
So we tune into the energy vibration, and through that, we either feel sensations depending on what type of clear abilities you may have.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also goes into the realm of mediumship where you're able to connect to the loved ones who have passed on and are on the other side of the veil.
Wow.
But you still have to use a little bit of your psychic ability. So a psychic can be, a medium can be a psychic, but not every psychic is a medium.
Okay. Makes sense. Now you differentiate some different aspects. Like you have someone who's clairvoyant, clairsentient.
Clairaudience.
So can you break that down a little bit? Because not a lot of people even know that that exists.
Okay. So clairvoyant is where you kind of see images that play out, or you see something in your mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you're like, or like sometimes you have a snapshot or a thought, or you see an apple, and you're like, oh, well, I see an apple. I don't know why I keep seeing an apple. Is somebody gonna give me an apple, or does it mean that I need to take care of my health? So
Mm.
there's different interpretations.
Mm-hmm.
Clairaudient is where it's clear hearing. Okay,
Okay.
so you may hear your inner voice, you may hear a different voice, and we all, honestly, I kind of feels like it's our intuitive side, our higher self, or
Right.
higher power that's intuitively talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's not us, but it's like something that's telling you, hey, you need to make some changes, and you listen to it. Then you have clairsentience, which is clear feeling. This
Mm.
is where you may not be able to see or hear, but you have this sense, this tingle in your body, this feeling that, oh, the vibe's off, or oh, this is a really good vibe. So when you hear someone say the vibe or I feel, those type of words to describe something,
Mm-hmm.
it's clear sentient. So they're sensing, it's their feeling.
Wow.
Then you have clear cognizance, which I believe is clear knowing, where
Mm-hmm.
you just know this is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you have another clear is the smell. So pretty much the six senses.
Wow.
You know, you have a sense of smell where you may
Interesting.
smell certain things.
The olfactory gland. So
Right.
we call this clairolfactory. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
And then you
I'm not
have,
sure what that would be.
and then you have the taste where someone's like, I taste this, I taste that, or this person used to like sweets, or this person
Wow.
this and that. So all of one psychic can actually develop all of that, right?
Really?
Combined. Or but one will be a little bit more powerful or more prominent than the others.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tune into all of them just to kind of be like a very powerful
Wow.
like Merlin or something.
Yeah, yeah,
you
that's
know?
pretty cool. So you just used the word developed.
Mhm.
You said people can develop it. So is it a born ability, or is it an acquired ability? I mean, how do you
Well,
view that?
to a certain extent, I believe honestly that you're born with it. I was born with it. So it just came natural.
Mm-hmm.
But I still had to develop my skills.
Okay.
Some people choose not to use their intuition. Some people choose to dismiss it because sometimes some people have really, really high religious viewpoints that no, you're not supposed to. But we have the intuition to tell us or warn us if something's going to happen, to prevent accidents or tragedies. But and sometimes we actually use them, right? When we decide today I'm going to take a different route, I don't know why, I'm just going to go the long way, and then find out if you went the regular way, there would have been an accident that actually you
Yes.
avoided that day.
Yes.
So it just depends on the person, their beliefs. Some people don't use their intuition at all. They just
Yeah.
kind of walk through life blinded. But it can be developed if you work on it. There's different books that you can um, and videos and teaching classes, things like that. I prefer to um, have the mentor of somebody who's like been doing this for years. I
Mm-hmm.
follow John Holland
Mm-hmm.
and James Van Praagh.
Okay.
They're like, like they warm my heart. I can listen to them and I just like automatically gravitate to them. So
Yeah, yes. Wow. So, because this is fascinating, I'm sure those of you listening are probably picking this up and wanting to ask a little bit more, or I want to say dive a little deeper on this subject of intuition. Everybody, as you said, we have it. We all say, "Oh God, I felt this way or that way or whatever." The challenge is a lot of people will say, "You know what? I don't know the difference between when I'm about to make a dumb decision, I'm calling intuition, or a smart decision. So, is there anything that you could tell listeners that would help us to sort of siphon through that stuff?
well, here's the thing. I've noticed that people need to learn to trust their intuition. They probably had that feeling I should have done this, but then they go against it. Try to like write down, get a journal, write it down. Sometimes the premonitions are a part of psychic abilities as well, right?
Yes.
Writing it down, writing the feeling down. There are times that spirit has told me to do something and I didn't do it, and I'm like,
Hmm.
they should have listened, you
Yes.
know. But that's just because sometimes we have to really, really develop a strong bond. Now I trust my vibe, I trust my instincts and what I'm hearing because I know that it's 100%,
Yes.
right? And again, a lot of people think, well, if something I feel is going to happen and it doesn't happen, but then a year later it happens, it's because we got to let go of the expectation, right? We just got to know, hey, this is what I felt, this is what I sensed, write it down.
Hmm.
3 months later, you may go back and look in your notebook and you're like, oh, that happened and I had a feeling about it.
Yes.
And then that's when you're going to learn to develop and trust your instincts, trust your vibe.
Yes, yes. Wow, wow. Well, what's interesting about what you're saying, Victoria, on the energetic side is that as a psychic, you feel the energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling energetically what is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's interesting to me is you're saying it's all the senses. It's all the senses.
Yeah, it's all the senses. I mean, if you really think about it, clairaudience, hearing, taste,
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I can't remember all of them, but yeah,
Yeah, and the
they're
sense
all
of
connected.
touch is there
Yeah.
because I can say from my own personal experience that I've touched people and I feel them. I feel emotionally what they are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's very tactile to me. But when I did energetic work, a lot of times you even have to be careful. Like I had one experience where I was so for those who don't know, this is Natural Nation Network, right? So I'm a certified health and wellness practitioner, but I also did health energy work. So my sister invites me to this party. I go to this party, and she starts telling everybody, "Oh, Oscar does energy work," and so on and so forth. So a couple of people asked me if I could just sort of get a sense of them, and I held this woman's hand, and she had these. And I know this is going to sound strange, but it's relevant. She had this really bad skin issue,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them were like boils and stuff like that. So I've learned as a health and wellness practitioner that when people have boils, that is deep seething anger that
Mm-hmm.
they have, right?
Yes.
You're
I'm
familiar with
familiar with
the
that. Yeah.
emotional causation piece. And when I touched this woman, I felt a sense of dread, like literally, like I jumped out of an airplane, my heart dropped, and I was like, whoa! And I mean, she was so fearful. And the thing about it, and I want to get your take on this, is that when I was holding her hand, I was feeling her fear, but she was like powering up, like the energizer. But she was like, oh, and I saw her like feeding on my feet, on my energy, my positive energy, like a succubus that was taking something out of me, and she would not let go of my hands. I started pulling away, and she kept like holding them, and I was like, and all I said to her is, "You're dealing with a lot of fear." you're dealing with a lot of anxiety. You're going to need to work on that because it's affecting you spiritually and physically. So that experience weirded me out. So with when you tap into someone, I mean, are you susceptible to their vibe, their feeling, what's happening with them?
I do a lot of grounding and I do a lot of shielding work. Okay. But I'm also what people would consider a shaman or a healer. So I consider myself as a a healing medium.
Okay.
So what I do is when I pick up and I tune into the person's energy field, I'm kind of also a medical intuitive. I'm telling you, I've developed my stuff like it's just like wow. Okay.
Okay.
So with medical intuitive, this is pretty much what you were doing. We have to use our senses to tune into a person's body, what's going on, what's happening, and then we go in and we shift that energy. We transmute that energy, and that's something that it's a different level.
Yes.
And so you felt it. You felt drained by it. Yeah. But at the same time, you could have said, no, you're not going to take my energy. I'm going to help you transmute yours and heal it. So you could have helped her release that anger and brought it to the surface. She probably felt charged up because at the same time, you're giving her energy.
Right.
And you're kind of taking on her energy. But then at the same time, as you're taking it on, you're asking that God and angels transmute it, and you blaze it with light to where the darkness just kind of falls away. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're not picking up anybody else's stuff, but then she walks away and transformed.
Wow. So the intention I would have needed to have there was that we were diminishing, or she's diminishing that negative, fearful energy, but it's not seeping into my pores.
Right. And the body has its own language. I mean, everything stems from emotions. We all have trapped emotions that need to come up to the surface, and we got to dig deep.
Right.
But sometimes people don't want to, they push their emotions down because it's too painful and they don't want to feel pain. But how can you transmute it and fully heal if you have any resistance towards the lesson or the situation that took place that caused these trapped emotions? And if it's just so much in the body, then it comes out as boils, comes out as rashes, rosacea, cancer, Alzheimer's, you name it. All this is about, we call it disease, but in alternative healing therapies, we call it dis-ease.
Right.
So it's the dis-ease of your emotions that are causing your afflictions in your body.
See, that's really great stuff. Folks, I hope you are taking notes. We are speaking with Miss Victoria Alvarado, professional psychic and energy healer.
And a medium.
And medium.
Yeah.
That pretty nice long resume. You're listening to the Natural Nation Network here on Edge Radio. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to delve in a little bit deeper. I'm going to save a question about talking to those on the other side. I want you guys to stay tuned. Tell folks to tune in. We'll be back in just a moment. The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information. And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay.
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
And we are back. This is the Natural Nation Network here on Edge Radio. My name is Oscar Hines. I am joined today by professional psychic, Miss Victoria Alvarado, and we have been having a fascinating conversation. Now, you know, Victoria, I often say on air that the best conversations sometimes happen between the commercials. So I need to revisit this with you because you said something that sent a couple of, I didn't tell you this, but it sent some chills through me a minute ago. Okay, so you do something called house clearings, right? People move into a house, they move into a home, and they maybe not, they're maybe not feeling like something's right in that home, and then you can come in, not physically come in, but you can view it. Give us an overview of what that is and kind of how that works.
Well, I use a technique called remote viewing. It's just something that happens. I think it has everything to do with the clairvoyance, you know, from being able to perceive things from afar. And pretty much kind of like the government used to do people for remote viewing, and used to teach them. You give them coordinates and you tell them what they feel. And I took a class on it as well, just to kind of develop it. So you can, I have clients in California, Saudi Arabia, and I literally am able to see the person's house, the way it's set up, the color of the house, the color of the bedspread, where they're sitting at. And without really looking at a photo. So as we were talking about, one of my clients, I kept telling her about upside down U, or like a omega symbol, like when you walk into the front door. And she's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So I was like, no, this makes sense. So when I Googled her address, it was the house next door. But I needed to tune into her house, but there was a significance because there was actually a spirit in the window staring at the house.
In the neighboring house. So, okay, so to be clear, so the neighbor's house had this upside down
Omega
symbol, and you're saying that the spirit was in that house?
No, the spirit was in her house.
Her house. Oh.
But it just the way the photo was.
Yeah.
And I had her go and Google, and she's like, I don't see what you're seeing. I said, no, you're not really looking. So I took a screenshot and I sent it to her, and she's like, oh, wow. And so when I start telling her the history of the gentleman that passed away, and you know, I feel like either something happened in the house and he died in the house, or something tragic happened. She started telling me the history, and I had already told her, y'all are not the first owners of this house, even before I tuned in and we saw all that other stuff. And the story was that, that there was an older couple there, and the gentleman had a heart attack, and he was sent to the hospital and passed away there.
Wow.
So a little other stuff happened between that, but that's where it was like, she was like, you know, oh my God.
Wow. So, okay, so I know there are, you know, when I was house shopping, I remember walking into some houses, and it was funny because, you know, my kids were with me in one, and they were like, this feels like spooky. This place feels like weird. And so the realtor busted out laughing. I said, well, my kids are adults. I said, my kids determined there are poltergeists here. The realtor starts cracking up. But I definitely feel some places are light. Like, to me, it feels light or heavy. That's the only differentiation. Maybe I'm not tuned in enough to know what that is, but I can feel either lightness or heaviness.
Right. And again, that's a part of our intuition, picking up on the vibe of the energy. I've had houses that I've cleared that, well, they were just ghosts that were displaced. In this case, this gentleman went back looking for his wife, but she had already sold the house. So he stayed waiting for her. So I had to convince him to go to the light and opened up the portal for him to go to the light.
Wow.
And I've also had houses that were haunted that had poltergeists in it.
Wow.
I've had houses that had really dark demonic presences. And so that's why I don't go in people's houses anymore, because they like to attach to someone and travel.
Oh. So okay, you're freaking the audience out.
Yeah.
All right, wait. All right. So you're saying if you go into a house, they can attach to you like a host, and then they'll leave with you to wherever you're going and be with you from now on.
This doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And you know what? You don't know what happened to the tenants or the people that lived in the house there. The house is like they take care of you, they comfort you. That's your safety mechanism. This is where you go and you experience a lot of things. And so your house will absorb the energy. You don't know if someone passed away, if there was bankruptcy, if there was divorce in the household. You don't know there was people that were fighting, or there was drug addiction or alcoholism in that house. And so even though the people leave, there's something that we call an energetic residence, where the people that were there, the residents that were there, energetically, they leave that imprint behind. So we have to go in and transmute that energy and shift it, and then that way it leaves and it's fresh and inviting, and then you feel the love and the tranquility and the peace and harmony, and you're like, "Ooh, I like this house."
Yes.
So if you go in, like y'all said, "Ooh, this is an eerie feeling. I don't like this house." Some people who are not intuitive or not tuned in, you're still going to feel something's not right.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So you'll feel it, but you don't know quite what it is that you're feeling. But so these spirits that we're talking about, do you feel like they're trapped here in the earth realm, or they choose not to go to the heavenly realm, or whatever this other realm is that we're supposed to be in?
Sometimes they don't
happens?
know that they passed on. And sometimes they may be so. Matter of fact, I had a client that went to go to a storage unit, and she brought home some items, and I told her, "What is this blue and white bowl that you brought?" And she's like, "Oh, the lady has a lot of antiques." I said, "She loves it, because ever since she brought it home, she started experiencing weird things." I said, "It's cracked." She said, "Well, yeah, it was a chip at the bottom." I said, "She's upset that this is precious to her, and she had an attachment to it." So I had to let her know, "Hey, you're on the other side. She's going to take care of it." And I told her, "Tell the spirit I'm going to take very good care of it. I'm going to love it as much as you did." And she was finally able to let go and go to the other side.
Wow. So she was attached just to that physical material object, and it tethered her to this side.
Right.
And then you just said that there are some spirits that don't even know they're dead. So what is it, like a loop that they're in? That they're just going like Groundhog Day? I mean, what happens?
Well, I would like to see it more like, have you ever fallen asleep in the living room, and then the next day you woke up in the bed and you're like, "How did I get here?" Right? So you're just going from one room to the next and wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes they choose not to go into the light, depending on how they died. If it's like a suicide or murder or something,
Wow.
there's unfinished business, or there's a lot of anger or resentment. So we have to help them cross over. Even if you're looking at energies, you said sometimes it's really high or really, really, really low.
Right.
Where we have to remember that these are people that were living, walking around spirits, just like we have good people, we have bad people. It's them. We just got to heal them and convince them to go to the light. So, I really don't think it's like, I really don't like to see it as good or bad, but more of a frequency of high or low.
Yeah, vibrationally. That makes sense. So once someone that's tethered to whatever material object or whatever set of circumstances in this realm release, then they're able to sort of ascend, and you're not feeling them coming back. They don't revisit per se.
No, they don't. Matter of fact, a lot of my clients, they say they feel something like left, or like something lifted and was gone. So they sense it too, and then I check back with them in a couple of days. "Hey, are you still hearing things?" They like, "No, it's gone." It's like they feel a sense of peace.
Yes. Wow. See, that's fascinating, and I think there are people that I guess are haunted. I say haunted. That may not be the right word, but there are people that are sort of plagued by a memory of a loved one, somebody that passed on. And does that affect whether the loved one sticks around necessarily, or is it more like it has to be the one that died is the one that would have the attachment to stay on this
both.
side?
It kind of feels like, to me, what I'm hearing, because I'm asking the question, like, if I can't answer, I'm asking them. What I'm hearing, it's both. Sometimes the spirit feels, "I can't leave my loved one behind because they haven't let me go, and I got to comfort them."
Right.
So when I feel that they're okay, then I can move on. Kind of like a parent, that when I
Exactly.
feel that my child is okay, then I can go ahead and move on and let my child move on and grow, right? Sometimes the person may have so much trauma that they cause their own inner demons and hauntings until they go and seek help,
Wow.
right? If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. That's fascinating. Well, that's this is so far this has been a fascinating conversation. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Natural Nation Network. We are speaking with professional psychic, Miss Victoria Alvarado. We're going to be taking a break, and when we come back, we are going to be doing some live readings here, which is pretty exciting. So we have a couple of ladies that you will know and love that have come back so that Victoria can do a reading with them. And we're going to do that live. So I don't know what to expect. And, knowing these ladies, they're trouble already. So, so no, this should be interesting. So, folks, stay right there. Tell folks to join us. We are here live at the Edge Radio Network. Go to edgeradiotv.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by our first volunteer. I'm not sure which it will be, so I won't announce them until they are up on the stage. And we'll go ahead and have a reading done. We'll be back in just a few moments. We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com. or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters. And we are back. This is the Natural Nation Network here on Edge Radio TV, and we are joined by Miss Brigitte. How are you? It's great, great to see you. This is exciting and a little bit scary too, possibly, huh? Not scary? No?
I've had readings before.
You've had readings before, so you've done this before, yes. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you do tarot, but you're intuitive.
Tarot cards.
I use it sometimes,
Yeah.
just almost like to check my map.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
I like the way that's said.
So,
Okay.
so I'm not quite sure, Victoria, how this goes.
don't
So
know
I'm
how
just
it
going to turn this over to you, and you can proceed.
So I am going to go ahead and call in Christ light, Christ consciousness, the angels of light, the beings of light. I'm going to ask them to connect me to my higher self. And as I extend a heart cord to your heart cord, I'm going to surround you with divine love and light. We already surrounded you with white light to kind of clear out any nervousness or anxiousness that you may have had, because I want to have a clear connection. And so I'm asking also that they cloak my connection so that I can have a clear and accurate connection. And I'm also placing myself in a bubble. I do want to tell you, I'm going to tell you a couple things that I'm picking up on, and then you'll validate these, what I'm picking up on. And then you will also have an opportunity to ask questions. I want to make sure that I'm tuned in.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm picking up on you needing to continue your writing, and they're talking about several books and doing what you need to do. Like, it feels like I stopped because there was a lot of trauma or tragedy that may have happened in the past 2 years. But they're also telling me that be prepared to travel, okay? They're also telling me something about acting, or something about dealing with people and helping them in their careers of acting. And they're saying something about production. I don't know what that means, but this is what I'm picking up on. Okay? But they're talking to me about you writing and going back to writing. There is an older gentleman, friend, who had the heart condition male that, or was suffering from heart stuff, and maybe also had some lung stuff going on, and passed on. Older gentleman, older male. Would that go to you too?
Not
Because
that
I got a
I'm
lot
aware
of people. I got a lot of people going in the room. So, but I'm
Yeah.
picking up on an older gentleman. He's saying, you know me. That they're saying to me that this gentleman, you know him because, or maybe he confided in you about his issues or concerns about family members or somebody with a heart condition or lung stuff going on. Okay. Okay, it's all right. I'm going to ask them to bring the connection even closer. He said childhood, we go way back.
And he's older?
Slightly older, yeah. Is your father still alive?
So that's complicated because I don't know. My biological father, I do not know. The man
Okay.
who raised me, yes. That's my dad.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he still around?
My dad?
Your adopted dad?
Yeah. Not,
Okay.
well, yeah. He's not adopted, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And let me ask, because they're telling me, and it's hard to tell whether he's on the other side or what's going on, but they're telling me that there's a heart condition, a lot of health issues going on, but it has a connection to you in your childhood, so this feels like your father. Okay. I'm wondering whether or not this person passed away, or there was a lot of family issues or a lot of relationship issues when you were a child, and this person being in your life. But he feels older. I don't know why. But it feels more like maybe he was slightly older than you, or a couple years older than you, around the time that maybe this other person came in. I'm not sure. But they're saying a lot of heart healing, a lot of heart stuff that needs to be healed. Okay, also at the same time. Okay, hold on. We'll talk about that in a little bit. What's the turquoise or blue stuff that they're talking about? Something blue or turquoise color. I'm not sure. Let's go back to when I mentioned to you about the book and the production and the acting and all that stuff.
So I was writing a book about public relations, and I put it off. The pandemic came in, and I just kind of got nervous too, and I just put it off.
Okay. Now, they said you needed to go back to that. So here's the thing. We're going to go back to what I first said in the beginning until the older gentleman or the vibration of the male comes in further, so that way you can validate that later. Sometimes what happens is, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, but then later on you're like, oh, I know what she was talking about, okay? But first they're saying you need to go back to your book. You need to go back to your writing. You need to go back. And they're saying that it's something like it could be a bestseller, and it could, they're very well travel to promote this book. But there's something about blue in connection to that. So I don't know if it's the background or the covering that's going to be like a baby blue or a blue.
The book is pink.
It was pink.
Or the book is pink.
The book is pink.
Yeah.
They're showing me a book that's blue or a turquoise color or a background.
That's another book.
Well, they said there was going to be more. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to finish this.
Okay.
You have to go back to doing that.
Although it was just a small book.
Here's the thing. You have to start small, right? You got to crawl before you walk, right?
Okay.
When you see that this goes well, right, then you're going to be inspired to do more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And for some reason, I'm seeing blue or something turquoise, or either you wearing blue or turquoise, or maybe there's something blue and turquoise connected with that. But this is something in regards to the blue situation, and I'm not sure why they're mentioning that. Okay. Now, when you let's go back to the book thing. When you stopped, they were saying something traumatic or something happened. What was that? Was that because of the COVID stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so it will be kind of traumatic.
Yeah, and plus I went through a bout of cancer.
Okay.
I'll just be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like a really tragedy. Like I said, the word tragedy is what I said.
2 years ago exactly, so you hit that again.
Okay. Yeah. So that validates that I'm picking up on something, but we need to figure out who is this spirit that is trying to come through.
Yeah.
And it could very well be a female with a really strong masculine energy. Okay? But they're saying to me, this person feels to me that this person's already crossed over. They're either older friend, or there's some, it could very well be a relative, but they're saying to me that they had lung issues, or that they had something with, they're saying something with C. Give me C. I don't know if it's the person. Yeah.
So my grandmother, my mother's mother, had lung cancer.
Okay, so that's the lung thing that we mentioned earlier. She comes in more as a male energy for me, but you know what that tells me? That she may have been a very strong person.
13 kids. So.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's hard to differentiate. Sometimes for me, it's hard to differentiate.
Differentiate.
Yeah, I can't even talk right now. Between the two with the energy, because if you have a really strong masculine energy for a female, they come in as males.
Yeah, they feel like a patriarch of the
Yes.
house. Yeah.
Very strong, no BS. Like, I'm not going to take anybody's stuff. Very straightforward, and pretty much the supporter of the household. Okay. And again, it's like, you know me, childhood, you know me, older, the chest, the lungs, something going on, something with the C, okay, cancer, okay. So this is also where we pulled it out. Like, I got to get more information, and I got to get closer to the spirit. And I thank you for validating that. It took a while, but I knew we were going to get there. But let me ask you too, what is the blue thing connection? Maybe the blue thing connection is to her, or the turquoise, or an object.
I'm racking my brain. Is it something in my house that they're saying it's blue?
I don't know. It'll come up. It'll show up somehow. Okay. So I'm not sure. Maybe her color was blue, or she had a blue house, or maybe she wore blue when she passed away, or that was her favorite color. I don't know. But there's something significant with that. But it'll hit soon, just like everything else kind of fell into place.
Mm-hmm.
What are your questions?
So the traveling and the acting and production thing, I would like more clarity on that.
They're saying that as you finish your writing in your book, it's going to expand and it's going to open doors of opportunity for you to get into that realm. You're going to be meeting other people. for some reason, I feel like you're going to be some sort of mentor somehow, and you're going to be connected to that. With acting, may not be actually acting, but maybe their character, right? Maybe you're going to be helping others with their character, okay? And this is going to be a part of, it's all together, it's all combined. Hold on one moment. What do you mean? They want you to know you have a lot of talent and that you dismiss yourself from it. That you have a lot of insecurities that you need to overcome and realize that you're a lot stronger than what you think you are. You're going to be mentoring other people. You're going to be inspiring other people to pursue their career and also bring out their talent. And somehow you may actually have a connection with productions or production team and putting things together. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. They're saying, take that leap of faith. You have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They're saying, you know what? Drop the baggage and go all in. Okay. This is a 5-year. 2021 adds up to 5. Mm-hmm. 5 means change. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of changes for you. And this is the new beginning for you for the better. But you have to believe that you deserve it and that you're worthy of all the good that God and Spirit and the angels are bringing your way. Okay? Open your heart to receiving and accepting, and things will start to flow like crazy. I honestly feel that you finish your book up. They're saying something about May, June. You may have started around January 2 years ago, but May, June, you need to finish it this year. And this is saying, don't miss out on the opportunity because you have plenty of opportunities around you and in your way. Does that make sense?
Good stuff. Well, awesome.
I was worried
let me just say that she knows absolutely nothing about you. I didn't even tell her who you guys were. So that's pretty awesome. So folks, we have another reading we're going to do here. I don't want to run out of time. So that was awesome. That was awesome, Victoria. Thank you, Bridget, for opening yourself to that. And when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Miss Tennille, and we're going to have a conversation with her. So folks, don't go anywhere. You're watching Natural Nation here on Edge Radio. Back in a moment. And we are back. This is the Natural Nation Network here on Edge Radio. We are joined now by Miss Tennille. It is awesome to see you again, Miss Tennille. And we are here with psychic Victoria Alvarado. And she just did an amazing reading with Bridget. And now we have an opportunity to introduce you to Tennille.
Well, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm super excited to meet you. I hope this goes well. Don't tell all my business.
I know, I gotta be careful with that. Okay, so let me tune in. Give me a moment to tune in and pick up your energy. Ooh, they're talking about a move or changing houses, or you probably recently did that. But they're saying that we really need to talk about the people that are around you. What I see is you going backwards. Like I see somebody going backwards. So they're telling me that either you bend over backwards for people to the point where it's like either they expect you to do cartwheels and flips, and then it's like, I'm done doing that. I'm tired of that.
Guess what?
Mm.
I am definitely the bend over backward girl. We take care of a lot of people in our household. It does get to a point where it's hard to bear. I haven't been married very long, and so my husband is exactly the same way. And we had decided while we were away on our trip that we weren't going to do it anymore.
Wow.
So we had to change ourselves.
You have to. And you know what? People are not going to like that. They're going to get mad. They're going to be like, when I said jump, you said how high. You used to do this, you do that. And you were like, I want that. I'm done with that. Okay. I'm not going to go there with you anymore. This is a new me, new year. You have set some intentions for you that I feel go as far back as last year, but you couldn't keep it. Okay. Is this a recent move? You said was a recent marriage?
Recent marriage, but we are looking to move, so we've been
Yeah.
searching for some property.
I see 2-story brick. I feel like
They want a 2-story, I want a flat. Look.
this feels more like a 2-story, and it feels like a red brick house, or like the dark brown brick. It doesn't feel like, you know, you have the light brown, you have the bluish color or the gray. This feels more of a darker, really nice area. I mean, I feel like there's a park down the street, like it's a new area. It may even be around here somewhere, okay?
Oh.
But they're saying to me, they're also talking about money coming in, unexpected money coming in, okay? Who hurt their back? Or who had the accident? Who's the one that's always having accidents all the time?
Dante, my husband's brother, just
Okay.
had an accident in the truck and was complaining about his back pain.
Okay. You know,
Just here, not even a week ago. This was New Year's Eve.
okay, he needs to be careful. I feel like blindsided, like it can't, like they may have hit him from the side or something, or it was almost like not really his fault. Okay,
There
like,
was an icy patch on the road, and the trailer came around and hit both sides of the truck. One side was trees, and one was the trailer.
okay,
Wow.
there's gonna be a payout for that. I think that's the unexpected money, and I feel like he's gonna share the wealth somehow. Okay. Yes, there is going to be more travel for you guys. Did y'all just come back from like the Bahamas or the Caribbean, or what's with all the water and it feels warm and beachy for me for some reason?
Lots of sand. We went to Dubai.
Oh,
for New
okay.
Year's.
Yeah, I see the sand, or like, you know, like white, beachy. It's like, you know, the really clear sand, and it's like pretty, you know, and warm. They're saying that there's going to be more travel. A lot. He said. Who was he? Your guardian angel. He said, you've been praying to me for quite some time, and you've taken me in. I wonder if this is Archangel Michael or Archangel Uriel, or this may actually be God and Jesus himself. Okay? That you've taken me in. You have taken a new leaf. You have literally changed your life. I feel like maybe you rededicated yourself.
I didn't do that.
Okay? Because you did that, he's coming through.
Oh.
This is God, this is Jesus, or this is like something that's very powerful to me, and I'm literally, my whole body is chilling up right now. I'm getting freezing cold. And he's saying you are loved, but you have to see love within yourself. You have to see yourself and everybody through the eyes of love, and knowing that you deserve just as much as everybody else does. Okay? He said, now he's saying to me, I'm proud of you, that you made the steps to take a step back and you listened to me. Okay? Your husband is a good husband.
Oh, well, all right.
Okay? Very big
The
supporter.
verdict was still out. No.
They're showing me divine union. He's more than just a twin flame. He's more than just a soulmate. He is your companion. Okay? They're showing me the rib. Oh, yay. Does that make sense? So they're saying that long-lasting happiness, and they are also talking to me about children. So I don't know if you're thinking about having children, or you have discussed having children, or if he already has children, or you do. They're talking about growing family expansion.
We always have new children popping up at the house,
Okay.
whether we want them or not. No.
Okay.
We take care of a lot.
What are your questions to me?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know if I have any after that. I was kind of afraid before to pipe up when you were talking about the guy coming through. My brother's name is Chad. Him, my mother, and myself's favorite color is blue, but he's not older. He was younger, so I didn't know if it was a male coming through for Bridget or for myself.
Right, and that's why I kind of looked at you a little bit, but they kind of piggy bank, right? So you had something that was significant, that was also something for you, and it was like, okay, I need y'all to like. That's why I stopped.
You said the C, and his name was Chad. And then you said the lung, and that's what was punctured. He had an accident when he was 17 years old.
Got it.
So that was why he couldn't recover. He was in a coma for a little bit.
And see, when we have a lot of people in the room, I'm picking up on everybody's stuff. And we already know that we're reading you two ladies today. So it's like,
who's trying to get through first?
Like, that was like, okay, let me stop. As you saw me kind of pause to bring it in a little bit more, okay? So again, folks, if you're going to get a reading done, don't bring other people with you.
Especially if they got baggage.
All kinds of stuff going on. I know that everybody wants to know all the time. I'm sure you hear this question 1,000,001 times over and over, with finances and being able to manage those when they come and whether or not you're going to do a good job at it. I would love to know.
Okay, so let me.
If we got anything coming up in the finance area outside of this astronomical amount of money that's coming my way that my hands are open for, Lord. Look, I just want to manage it right and take it to the right places.
That's good.
I feel it's more on his end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it makes me wonder if he's starting a new job or he's going to have a new promotion or taking a. There's talking about a new offer.
Okay.
Type of job that he does, I'm wondering if he's in engineering or something where that's like he has a degree for very, very specific type work that it's like it's let me tune in more. They're saying not to worry about the how, the when or the who's, but they're saying it has something to do with him,
Okay.
and the money coming in, and you're gonna have to make the decision. I still see a move. And it's about whether or not you're going to stay here or move out of town.
We can go back to Dubai.
Okay. Okay. There's, you know what? I definitely got to feel like that resonates with me, and I feel like there is a door open for that. Okay. Whatever it is, even if they're paying a lot of money to go to Dubai, or if it's a government contract or something that maybe because of his profession or whatever he has may tie into all of that.
Okay, so we do have a hot shot delivery company, which he has kind of taken over for me. So he works for me, if you will. And he is really good at it and making connections with people. And we haul a lot of building materials and oil and gas equipment. So that may be where the oil and gas / engineering is coming in. I'm not trying to fish too hard, but
right.
Hopefully
just
that means we're going to make a lot of money next
year. Just take
it
as it goes and just like, but it feels like that's the connection that it's going to come from him.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
That's
I'll
awesome.
get half. No. All right. Well, this has been fun.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
There was a lot of little pieces there for me, so I'm very happy about that.
Wow. Well, Victoria, that is amazing. I'm totally impressed. I mean, I think you were spot on with both of these ladies, based on everything that's going on in their lives. So I'll wait for my reading after the break.
I know.
After we get off the
she
air.
The devil coming out,
Stop talking about me.
I was like, wait a minute.
So Victoria, in the remaining time, we just have a couple of minutes left. Want folks to know how they can connect to you, how they can engage, because this has been amazing. So how do we reach out? How do we connect with you?
You can schedule an appointment through my online scheduling system on my website at victoriaalvarado.com, or you can call me at 281-899-8029.
One more time.
281-899-8029.
Excellent. Or Victoria Alvarado. How are we spelling it?
ALVARAD as in Darren, O, Alvarado.
VictoriaAlvarado.com. That's awesome. Wow. Well, I just have to tell you guys, I am blown away, and it's not the first time. Victoria and I appeared on a radio show years ago. We had live call-ins. We didn't know them from Adam, and she was spot on. She was just like, one guy said, like, you know that old thing, you had me at hello. The guy said hello, and she's like, what's this with your mom? She's passed, and she really wants you to know she's proud of you. And I'm like, whoa, and the guy's crying on the other end of the phone. I'm like, wow. So I know you're the real deal. So guys, I want to encourage you, go to VictoriaAlvarado.com. Please engage this lady. She will be able to open up some channels for you. And you've said some great things about me. I'm looking forward to hearing part 2 now. So, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Tennille. We enjoyed that reading as well. Folks, stay tuned to the Edge Radio Network. Great shows coming in the future. We are looking forward to an exciting 2021, and we want you to be part of this family. So stay connected at edgeradiotv.com. Also, join our IG. Go ahead and connect with us on Edge Radio TV. We thank you for joining us and look forward to the next week here where we'll connect again for the Natural